Right. Jumping on here, we're gonna go live, answer a few. We're gonna talk a little bit. I know we got a lot of people that are at home. Got people that are at their place of business, at their dealership. So whether you're working at home or you're at your dealership, let's talk about it. Do me one favor, though, make sure that you can hit comments and whatnot on whatever device you're using. So just make sure that you can use your comments as far as on your phone. So, man, I'm really interested in knowing what's going on around the country, what's happening with people. Because obviously right now, everything has changed. What's up, Carlos? I'm doing good. Hey, Brian, how are you doing with everything going on? Any tips on what to say on the phone? Absolutely, Carlos. I definitely do. We're gonna happening, but you know what I found out? Most people are going out on Sundays because they believe that the dealership is closed and they honestly don't want to deal with any salesperson. So a lot of people are going on Sunday because of that. Brandon, hey man, Fort Scott, Kansas. What's up, Brandon? Appreciate you being on. So remember what I said right now, just so y'all do know, I'm streaming to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. So when you hear me talk about likes, and as a matter of fact, while you're in the building, do me a favor, hit that like button. Because here's the thing about the like button, you might hear people say it a lot, like on my videos, I don't put any commercials. I never ask for cash apps. I never ask for donations. But what the likes do, the likes let YouTube or Facebook know, hey, people are watching this, and it helps it spread. And that's all it does. So the only thing I ask for is just the like, and I will thank you in advance for that like. But let's get into it. So a lot of people right now are going into dealerships, but they're going in when the store is closed, okay? And that is an issue because obviously if the store closed, there's no salespeople there. And they're going home and they're filling out the applications online. Or they are submitted for information. And right now, it is far more important to make sure you know what to say on the phone. Druid, Amato, Milwaukee, checking in the building. I appreciate that. So let's talk about it. So you're making your phone calls. And I've done videos on this before, but we live and direct. And since Carlos asked about what you say on the phone, I'm going to address that. And anything that you all want a tip on, shoot it to me in the comments. And I will address it right here with you, no matter what it is. There's nothing silly. Because, what happens is a lot of people that are already working with me pop into these things. And for those of you who may have never heard of me, may have never seen anything I did, if you have any questions, shoot them and let's see what we can do to work on that. So the telephone, as you all know, that's one of the most feared things in the world, okay? Let's face it, you know what I'm talking about. When it's time to go make that phone call, it's really terrifying to make that call. And let's be real, I know when I was doing it in the beginning, I would pick that phone up and I would hope that I would get a voicemail. But, you're hoping that no real person comes on. Why? Because we really don't know what to say. Most people, Charlie Biggers led my team last month, 15 and a half cars from the internet. Props to you, Charlie. So 15 and a half cars strictly on the internet. So anybody that's watching, listen, it's real. It can really happen. I wouldn't even be here talking to you if it didn't, but you got to know what to say and do. So most people, when they make the phone call, what is it they do? They say, hey, Charlie, tell me where you're located too. Shoot me where you're located in the country. They call and say that an individual named Jack wanted information on a particular vehicle, another product or service, and you got it, okay? That's really what the issue is. Your intention for calling Jack is to answer any questions Jack may have, provide any additional information that Jack may request, but ultimately to set up a time for Jack and yourself to be able to review and for you to present the vehicle. That's what it's about. You have to put in this main thing. You're not calling, okay? Because if you didn't have to call, if you didn't get that lead, you wouldn't give a damn about calling Jack. So just keep it what it is. Carlos Dorado led my team last month, strictly off Facebook. Best month so far. Strictly off Facebook. Can we say marketplace in the house? Charlie checking in from Dallas, Texas. We got Milwaukee. We got Dallas, Texas. Where else we got in the house? Gucci Flip Flop Cuz, Steven Tyler, Briggs Automotive, and Fort Scott is in the house. We appreciate you, man. Hey, I appreciate you too, man. Thank you. And to show y'all appreciation, please hit that like button. Remember, there's no commercials on here. I don't ask for anything, no donations, no cash up, but I would appreciate your like. So if you could take your time and just smash that little gray button, appreciate it. So the phone, so they call and they say it is Jack, blah, blah, blah. Here's what you say when you call. Ring, ring. Hey, good afternoon. I speak to Jack. This Jack. Jack, this is Brian over at ABC Dealership. And Jack, the only reason I'm calling, you always want to give a reason. The only reason I'm calling is because some information just came to my email that you were looking for some information on a 2020 ABCD. Okay, first of all, my only intentions, Jack, is just to answer any questions that you may have and provide you with any additional information you may feel is important. So what questions do you have, Jack? And what information do you feel, you'd like me to get for you? So now we've asked Jack that. So now Jack gives us information, okay? And now ultimately, no matter what he say, you want information on this, and you know what they typically want? They typically want the price. Now here's where people get stuck because their managers say, don't give a price on the phone. But I want y'all to think about something for a minute. How in the world can we be asking an individual to do what we want them to do, but yet they asked us a question first and we're refusing to do it? People say stuff like, oh, that's not important. Let's find the thing you love first, and money, let's talk about that last. But to this individual, they want to know what the price is. Why do they want that? That's their motivating factor of whether it's worth them spending more time. Before you make that phone call, you need to look and see what vehicle type they want information on, okay? And right there from your phone, you should be able to look into your inventory and see what it is as far as any limited edition on this particular vehicle if it's new. And then if you have a pre-owned option, a price for that particular one, and if you have any pre-owned Camrys, you want to make sure that you get the price on that. So now when you want to do that prior, that's when you could tell them, hey, Jose, what's up, man? Jose Sanchez checking in. But that's when you can tell them, okay, it's a pre-owned. How much, what's the best price you got on that? You zero it in when it's a pre-owned vehicle. So, hey, listen, I want to, I know you look up information on a 2018 Toyota Camry, okay? What information or what questions, what questions can I answer? What information do you feel you'd like for me to get? I want to know the price. Awesome. All right. Well, the good news for you, our pre-owned vehicles range in price from $10,000 all the way up to $26,000. So for us to narrow it down and make sure that this one is the right fit for you, I have an available time this afternoon at 2 or one later this evening at 6. Which one of these work best for you to be able to put your hands and your eyes on it like most other smart people do? Okay. You have to learn how to explain these steps. All right. That's really all it's about. So when you make the phone call, I'll run through it again. So it's, ring, ring. Hey, good morning. May I speak to Jack, please? Jack, the reason why you first name is because nobody calls a friend or somebody they're familiar with and says their first and last name. Please speak to Jack. This is Jack. Jack, this is Brian over at ABC Dealership. And Jack, the only reason I'm calling is because some information just was sent to my email that you were looking for some additional info on a 2020 Toyota Camry. So all I'm here to do is to answer any questions that you may have and provide you with any information that your focus of the call is all about Jack. It's all about Jack, okay? And you want to make it that way. So you're calling from a position of servitude. Most salespeople are calling to try to take something, okay? And you're not selling a vehicle on the phone. The only thing you're really selling is the fact of, hey, I'm a helpful resource here for you. And I just want to make sure we set up a time to do what other smart people do, which is to put their eyes on it and put their hands on it. When you subtly class them with other smart people, it increases the likelihood of them actually following through. Okay? Let me look at some of these comments. Gucci, good point. The only reason I'm calling is organized wordplay is a major factor in being a closer. Exactly. You get it. It's just organized wordplay. And see, that's where people mess up. Everybody believes that they can just wing it. And let me tell you something. Every successful sales professional of any industry never wings it. What it is they've honed their process so well that it's personalized with them. It comes out as like they're just talking regularly. I don't like the word scripts anymore because that freaks people out, but a word track. And like I've said before, whenever people go to the movies, whatever their favorite movie is, they walk out mind blown. Oh my God. But little do they realize those actors see the script and they memorized and internalized the script to the point that when they projected it, they personalized it. And that's our goal in this. Organized wordplay. Excellent way to put it, Gucci. 2 sales reps from Fort Scott are viewing this. Kansas. What's up, everybody out there in Kansas City? Out there in Fort Scott, Kansas City. Appreciate that. Charlie Biggers, 2 buyers drive from Arkansas using the word tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, there are people, because here's what it is, you all always hear me tell people, hey, go check out these videos, go do this. And the only reason I do that is because you got to remember, these dealerships pay tens of thousands of dollars to come out there and train at their store live, okay? And obviously, there's no way to be at all of the stores at once. And people follow the videos, they watch them, and they learn. And the one thing I always say is I put the videos out because there are people who are in a position where they may not ever have anybody come in to train, but yet they had a desire to get better. So the YouTube videos are there just to let you know, hey, I know what I'm doing. You see me all over the country. You see me working with different people. But here's access to the information that these dealerships pay for. And I'm giving it to you at a fraction of literally pennies on the dollar of what they have to invest. And the reason why is the more people we build up, the more people we make better, the better the industry is, the better it is for everybody. And so, it's no sales tactic. It's really giving individuals these sales tactics. It's just like right now with people, being at home, some people being laid on online products for years. I have, and they want to know how, I've been selling products for years. People see it, they know it, and they want to know how they can do it. Now granted, the automotive industry just happens to be my field, but it's starting to explode where people are asking me because sales is sales, right? And so I take the information and I make it available to people. It's like with the whole, if folks have an idea and they want to put something together for the internet, I literally thought about it and got with my team. And I believe this evening or tomorrow, I'm actually going to post something to where, let's say if somebody does want to generate some money for themselves while they're at home waiting on their store to open back up or whatever, I got something for you. And it's just taking everything that I've done for years that obviously works because you're here. That'll be later. But your phone, you have to be able to give good phone in business. Thanks for the shout out. No doubt, man. No doubt. Thank you, Brandon. Movie stars make millions. They use a script. So when you get to that point, so think about what we did. We called. We first made sure we were talking to the right person. We then introduced ourselves and where we are, but we didn't pause. The key here is not to pause long enough where they can jump in at that moment. Because if they jump in before you give a valid reason, you could be lost. Hey, what's up, Ari? How you doing? We got Not a Chef in the house. Ariel rolling. Hashtag Not a Chef. Awesome meals and whatnot, like recipes and whatnot. It's on Facebook too. Hashtag Not a Chef. So NOTACHEF. Hashtag NOTCHEF. But anyway, so when you're making these phone calls to people, okay, so we called, we identified, then we gave name, then we gave the reason, and then we let them know that we're here strictly to serve you. You have to realize with most salespeople calling and just like steamrolling and trying to sell and yada yada, it freaks people out. Thank y'all. Keep hitting that like button. YouTube, y'all are doing y'all thing. And Facebook, get some more likes on there, but YouTube is doing y'all thing. Let's get it up, man. They call in, and not only do they not identify the right person. You ever made a phone call to a customer and went through all that to find out that you wasn't talking to the right person? You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to go through that again and keep the same energy. So when we make the phone call, and I'll run through it again just to do it. So here it is. The old way that people called, if somebody called, ring, ring. Hey, I speak to Jack Williams. Hey, Jack, it's Brian at ABC Dealership, and I'm calling just to touch base with you because I wanted to know if you guys still were interested in coming back in and buying this today. Phone call destroyed. That's the old way. Okay. The way that intelligent sales professionals do it is they call up and it's ring, ring, ABC Dealership. And Jack, the only reason I'm calling is because some information just was sent to me through my email that you were looking for some info on a 2020 Toyota Tacoma. And I just want to answer any questions that you may have and provide you with any information that you feel is important. So, Jack, what questions do you have for me, or what information would you like for me to comes up? Yeah, Brian, I just want to know what type of, what's the best price you guys have on that? You know what, Jack? That's an awesome question. And the good news for you is that we have them ranging from 16 all the way up to 42. So to help us narrow it down and identify which one works best for you, we can do like most of our others. One of these work best for you. Okay? What do you say, Gucci with Toyota, his safety, reliability, and dependability? Absolutely. So think about what we're doing. So we start off with identifying who it is, letting them know who we are, giving them the reason, because you don't want their mind to stew too long on what's the reason that you're calling? Why are you here? You don't want them to stew on that, okay? So you want to give them the reason. Hey, I'm just here to answer any questions and provide you with any information you feel works best. So what questions do you have for me, or what information would you like for me to provide for you? And remember, you want to minimize your pauses, not too long, so they can't jump in there. Okay. You want to be able to make sure that you've educated them that, hey, I'm only coming from a position of servitude. And you have to know that that alone is going to separate you, okay, from 9.9 other sales associates that call. Here's a fact. 91% of salespeople never make a second call to follow up with a customer. 91%. Think about yourself. How many times have you made that first call, but check that doggone CRM months later, you say, damn, I was supposed to call that lady back the next day. You know what I'm saying? So, just make sure that when we're going through and we're talking with these customers, you come from a place of servitude. And prior to calling, you prepare yourself. Just know they're going to ask you what the price is. And as opposed to most other ignorant, and when I say ignorant, that just means lacking knowledge. Most other ignorant sales associates, which is try to steamroll over that, ignore it. And the insane thing is, you expect a stranger to do something for you, but yet you wouldn't do what they ask. Remember, the law of reciprocity is real. So when you come from a position of servitude first, and from a place of listening and trying to help first, guess what happens? It increases the likelihood that when it's your turn, that customer or that individual will reciprocate that back. And at the end of the day, that's what we want, okay? We want reciprocation. But in order for it to work, and what reciprocation means, I'll break it down even further. We've all heard the quote, what goes around comes around. That is what reciprocation. What I give to you, I expect back. What you give to me, you're going to get back. Okay, somebody gives you anger, very rarely does somebody give them love back. It's typically met with anger. Somebody gives you love, it's typically met with love. Okay, sales is psychological. Remember something, people buy 90% based off emotion and back it up with 10% logic. Why do you think they have you put the clothes on in the clothing store and it just happens to be a mirror right there? Why do you think that innocent lady holding that tray of bourbon chicken in the mall by the food court is standing there? To give you that piece. Because when they give you that piece, you have to learn these things. It increases the likelihood of you feeling obligated to go buy. How many times have you tasted that and all of a sudden felt the urge to go buy something? Or how often have you been at a store and tasted a sample and then walked away feeling like shit because you say, damn, I took that sample and I know I'm not gonna buy anything. Oh my God. Okay. That is the law of reciprocity at work. So it's already being done right in front of our faces, but you have to learn how to leverage it in a positive way, never to take advantage of anybody. As a matter of fact, anybody that uses that, you want to give something just to try to get something for a selfish intent and gain, that's never going to work out good for you. That always has to be beneficial for both parties. True, it may be a little bit more beneficial for one than the other, but it can't be substantial and whatnot. That's just not cool, okay? So working the phones, let's talk about leveraging social media with the phone, because people get so caught up in the phone. Do you know you could take an individual's name and type it right in Facebook and shoot them a message? And the likelihood of them responding to you through that message is actually higher than them picking up the phone. You know why? They still feel protected and guarded. They've got that internet blocking, okay? And so you want to learn how to leverage that too. Why not shoot them a message on TikTok or on Facebook? People say, oh, that's invasion of privacy. There is no privacy when you come to social media. You're on social media, okay? So making the phone call is one. But after you make that phone call, let's say you do leave a voicemail, you follow it up to their social media with a message. Hey, Jack, Brian over at just left you a message. Listen to it, and you can give me a call at blah, 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 or I'll be reaching out to you. Okay, let them know you sent them a message. Let them know it's on there, because who knows, they might do like some people I know that don't check their voicemail for weeks. And so it's not that they were ignoring you, they just didn't know. But you make that phone call, you leverage that social media outlet. But make sure, if you're going to reach out to somebody through your social media page, it's your dealer page, specifically for your dealership. And every customer that buys, you need to get a picture of them and a picture with them. And these are the things you start putting up. You want to post tips as far as relevant to your brand, how to, how to do maintenance, help them maintain their vehicle longer, will be beneficial for them, but ultimately for you too. Because when you do send that message out to people you're reaching out to, when they go to that page and they see that, yes, you've dealt with other individuals, you're sharing information that is helpful to them, your credibility goes through the roof. And you look like a professional. Remember something, everybody wants to deal with a professional. Nobody wants to amateur. If you had a family member or a friend that needed to have a procedure, and you had someone that was a straight A student, graduated top of the class, valedictorian, what's that cum laude word, whatever that is, they got all of that. Or you got this guy or lady that's been doing it consistent. Who you gonna trust your family's life in the hands of? And if you said the person with experience, you're damn right. And that's what this is like. Customers want to deal with a professional. And so the information that I'm sharing with you is just how to organize your words, like my man Gucci Flip Flop Cruz had put it earlier. It's organizing your words in a way to where you're leveraging what's called a sales pattern interrupt. And what a sales pattern interrupt is where you take a situation that people in their mind are expecting. It's like when you go on a demo drive with a customer. They know when you come back, they expect to sit down and be hammered and go back and forth with the numbers. This is what they're expecting. But when you come back, as opposed to doing that, and they think, hey, folks, follow me. What I like to do, I want to give you all a tour of our service department so I can at least show you where you'll be bringing your vehicle in when it's time for you to get it serviced. Matter of fact, if necessary, I'll even help you schedule your first appointment. Follow me this way. Now, their mind is saying, holy shit, what? We usually sit down and we start getting beat to death over the numbers. What's happening? You say, well, listen, this is our service area. We do have 24-hour key drop. We have Wi-Fi. We have several condiments here. We have an area in case you bring a child, a little one, and you want to let them play around a little bit. We do have that. We do have a shuttle service. So if you need to get to work or get to the mall, we'll take care of you there too. As a matter of fact, this is Ben here, one of our service advisors that'll be helping you out. Ben, this is Jack and his wife Nancy, and we're just checking out a Toyota Camry 2020. Just wanted to show them the area. Introduce them to a service advisor, then you go take them and sit them down. Because here's why. When they're coming back off that drive, their defensive walls way up. They're ready to go in and do battle. Matter of fact, if you hold the door open, they'll beeline it right back to where y'all was sitting at, because this is what they expect. But as opposed to that, imagine if as opposed to that, when they're going to sit down, you're talking about the 24-hour key drop, you're talking about the shuttle service, you're introducing them to an advisor. Here's what's happening. That defensive wall that they had up, will it still be there? Yes, but as opposed to 10 feet high, it may only be 8. Instead of 3 foot wide, it may be 1.5. Have you ever been upset with somebody that you live with or that you know, and the person came in with a gift, a flower, a rose or something to it, and it's like, damn, man. Or they walk in and they apologize genuinely to you and you were pissed. It's like, damn. Or they make you laugh. You ever been pissed at somebody and they make you laugh and you like, you mother, I'm still mad at you. I'm still pissed at you. Yes, your level of festivity is still there, but it's not as high. It's down some. And it won't go back up unless I do something to trigger it back up. So you have to learn how to leverage sales pattern interrupt. Please, please take heed of what I'm saying. Sales is psychological, okay? Human beings, if you try to sell or educate a human being logically, you will lose. If we were logical, we would not eat meat. Nobody would smoke. Nobody would drink liquor. Nobody will buy multiple houses when you can only drive one. Nobody will buy multiple cars when you can only, houses sleep in one, cars drive one. Nobody would do it. Nobody will go and spend $150,000 on a chain or an emblem that has their name on it, that depreciates that many. Nobody would do that logically. But damn, having a steak with some fat and some A1 on it tastes good. And shoot, you know what I'm saying? As far as dropping a few $1,000s on the suits, I look good. And you know what? Having 3, 4 cars says a lot about my status. All emotional. Remember, people buy 90% based on emotion. We back it up or rationalize it with 10% logic. So when you're speaking to people, remember, it's all about feelings. I want to know how you feel. I want to know how this makes you feel. I like to understand how this sounds to you. These are all open-end questions that you can use that get your guest or your customer to provide you with information, not questions of what do you think? Because here's why. When you ask a person what they think, we all have different experiences. And some people are so scatterbrained and they're insane, they're nuts. So when you ask them what they think, you're really stepping into Pandora's box. And at the end of the day, I really don't care what you think. Not in that manner, but what's more important is how do you feel? Because our thoughts vary so much. Like a person that's just getting out of prison for doing 30 years, and somebody that's never been to jail, their thoughts are on opposite ends of the spectrum. But they share the same feelings that we're all born with when we come here. Happiness, sadness, anger, joy, pain. We all have feelings. Love. We all have the same feelings. Now, to what degree we activate them, that's different, but we all have them. Okay. So when you're speaking to customers, it's about how do you feel? Okay. How does this make you feel? How does it sound to you? And that's especially true over the telephone, because you have to remember when you had them face to face, when it comes to communication, 60% of our communication is body language. 35% of it is our voice inflection or our tonality. 5% is the King's English. 5%. So if you're speaking to people on the phone, guess what? You've lost 60% of your communicating leverage. You've got the 40%, which is your voice inflection or tonality. And then you've got the words, which have the least impact over the entire situation. And as a matter of fact, your body language while you're on the phone will have an effect on your tonality. If you're slumped over and you're making phone calls and your phone's like this, you got the headset on, you're probably gonna sound like shit. But if you're on the edge of your seat, you know, you're ready to go, you got your pen right there, you got your notepad right there, you're ready to rock, and it's gonna come through. You just saw me do it right there. Okay, let me look at a couple of these comments. My man Gucci Flip Flop, it has to come out smooth, but over time, the rough edges will wear off. I've been in the car business for 4 months, and I'm a top seller at our dealership. Close 90% of my deals with yourself and your customer. It's all about the emotion. And that's the part salespeople lose. They're so focused, you know, they get brainwashed in these stores to just become an animal and lose all type of human, you know, just the human part of us, the feeling part, the empathy part, the realizing, man, some people do have to wait until they get paid. Some people really do, you know, and some people want to talk to their spouse. They want to pray about it. They've been doing that their whole life. And I'm going to get them to change that right then. There are no slick magic words that do that. But there are certain ways that you can respect someone's space and just ask the right questions and learn enough about what's going on to ultimately still be able to help this person make a smart, safe buying decision right that day. It happens. It happens. You know how many times the customer said that, you know, hey, they wanted to talk to this. Let's say they did want to talk to their spouse. I love that one. And when they say they want to talk to their spouse, I'm saying, listen, I get it. As a matter of fact, I commend you for being respectful. And you know them better than anybody else. Let me ask you, you know, what questions do you feel they're going to have so I can help you by providing you with some information? You want to ask, what questions do you feel they're going to have? You know them better than anybody else. And let me ask you this. How are you going to tell them that you feel about this particular vehicle? I want to know what they feel, what they're going to tell them they feel about it. Now, here's why. I want to know what questions they feel their significant other will ask them so I can help them by giving them the necessary information. And then I like to know what they are going to tell their significant other they feel about this particular thing. And you want to hear what they say on both. And then ultimately, if they and you say, hey, do you feel like your significant other would like something like this if everything was lined out the right way? Well, yeah. Well, listen, man, I know that you told me you like it. Then you just told me you felt that your significant other would like it. What do you feel we can do to help you and your wife and start or significant other start enjoying this vehicle right away? So you want to answer the questions, and then it's like y'all are coming up with a plan together. What do you feel we can do to help you and your significant other start enjoying this right away? Because it sounds like you both, would like it, and it would help you. It's all about that. Okay, it's all about it. It's all about it. You have to know it's the word tracks, and that's why what I do. As far as in my program, I've given over 50 word tracks just like that. Do you know how many folks, they're good at their process. They know how to use social media. Do you know how many people got involved in my online sales training program strictly to get those word tracks? Because listening to a video is cool, but when you have it written down, it's already in PDF form. You just download it. Now, guess what? It can be tailored to fit your store, but it's already done for you. And there's over 50 of those. I mean, from making the phone calls to sending the emails to overcoming the objections, from price to significant other to trade to shop around. You name it, it's there. Why? Because I remember how I was when I was coming up. And so when I put all of these things together, and like I said, these are things that I trained on around a dealership around the country for years. But I was shocked at how many people just were never provided with the basics. And that's why even with the actual How to Dominate at the Dealership program, there's 3 hours of audio on that and an actual digital sales training manual that takes a person through every step, but not just the steps, but the psychology behind it, because that's important. You have to know why we're doing what we're doing. You have to know why you're saying what you're saying, or else it has zero power, zero impact, and zero leverage. You have to learn how to put that feeling behind it and come from a place of genuinely wanting to help somebody make a smart, safe buying decision. As a matter of fact, in the chat, what I did is I posted a link over to the word tracks and to the downloads. And I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. But in the chat, if you tap the live chat and go all the way to the top, as a matter of fact, I'll do it again right now. I'm going to post it right now. Because what happens is once you go over and you register, you're going to get an email from me, okay? And not only is it your access, because you have lifetime access to the training materials and to the program for you to download them. There's the How to Dominate at the Dealership. There's the online traffic surge. There's the How to Drive Facebook Leads, which is over 3 hours. There's the word tracks. There's the sales training man. I mean, when I tell you, anybody that has looked at it, has joined the program, have all told me they cannot believe why I give away so much information for pennies. And I say at the end of the day, reciprocity is real. And I am receiving my blessings and will continue to receive my blessings because my genuine purpose is just to help people, man, improve their quality of life. That's it. That's it. And I personally believe that the automotive industry is the hidden gem that helps people. Where else can you go with a GED or a high school diploma and have the opportunity to make $100,000 a year? It doesn't happen on a regular basis, And so when people take advantage of it, that's where the power is. Hold on, I'm just posting this up on Facebook real fast too. The link. So if you want to check it, and I encourage you and I work together personally. Once you download it, you have access to the monthly coaching sessions. Because again, remember something, this ain't gonna last forever. And what trips me out is people will say, I'm gonna wait. And then when it's time to get out there and actually making money, that's when everybody want to start training, and it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Why not take advantage of it and hone the skills now? I always use Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods or even Wayne Gretzky. You got to be politically correct in using. But these guys were considered the best of the best in what they did. But they didn't work on their new moves in the games. They practiced for hours so that when they got in the game, it was second nature. Okay. We got to do the same thing. We have to. Click that link in the description, go over, check. You will be blown away. I guarantee you. And the fact that you and I work together every month, okay, you'll have access to the coaching sessions with myself, with other people. Our continuous, this isn't a one night stand. This is a long term relationship here. Okay. When you got all these other so called people talking shit, they sitting in one room, you never see them traveling around. The stuff they talking about doesn't make sense. The information that I share with you is real and you can feel it. You see me all over the country. I love to share the information to show people this isn't a game. This is really my life. You know, this isn't some shit just to jump on and do. You guys been seeing I'm at this for real for years. And thank God for it because it's provided a very good lifestyle for me. You know, and yet, like everybody else, there's always peaks and valleys, but I have far more peaks than I do valleys. All right. So make sure you click that link in the description. Go on over, check it out. This video obviously will be available on YouTube and Facebook for you to be able to listen to when you're making the phone call. Making sure you remember that if you leave the voicemail, that you also follow up with an email and touching them on social media. Do you know the average person, it's going to take, 5 to 7 touches in most cases for this person to feel comfortable with you. So a phone call is a touch, an email is a touch, a Facebook message is a touch, a TikTok message is a touch, an Instagram message is a touch. Those are touch. A voicemail is a touch. So 5 to 7 touches. Remember that. So never get upset, as far as when somebody don't pick up the phone, they don't know your number. Also, the messages that's right, Gucci, lead with your heart. The voicemails that you leave, do not get on the voicemail and leave a 5-minute message about all the details of everything you're doing. You don't want to do that, okay? What you want to do is your voicemail should be, have some detail but be vague. So if you catch the voicemail, hey, this message for Jack. Jack, this is Brian giving you a call. I got some information for you on a Toyota, on the 2020 Toyota Camry. Give me a holler back. Number is 904-438-8556. Talk to you soon. So listen, I call, hey, this message is for Jack. Jack, this is Brian. I got some information for you on the 2020 Toyota Camry. Give me a call back at 904-438-8556, and I'll give you the information that you requested. Thank you. All the best. Bye. Boom. And you're done. You didn't give specific detail. You let them know what the call was about. The call is about information on the 2020 Toyota Camry. They submitted a lead on the computer. So curiosity says, I wonder what information he's got for me. I wonder what information she has for me. That's what creates the callback. And you want to make sure you have a Google Voice number, or I forgot what the other new app is. It's a number that you can give out to your customers without them having your personal and private information. And I always suggest that for women. You should always have that Google Voice or that other number, and it can, the app can go right on your phone, and that's what you give out. It minimizes any creeps being able to track you with your real number to find out where you live at. Not saying it would happen, but I highly recommend protecting yourself. So you can go to Google Voice, and I know there's this new other one, Tech something, that people are using, or you can leverage that, okay? But you want to get that so you can give it back. You can give it out to your customer, okay? But what other questions y'all got? Kevin, I'm putting down the sale as we speak, big bro. That's what I'm talking about, K Boogie. My man on Facebook, Kevin Fawcett, is closing a deal right now as we speak. Folks, the game is real, okay? And right now, this whole situation of everybody sitting home, I hope it woken you up, especially if you have a family and people that depend on you. Because as I stated before, most development, economic growth, and great ideas come through a so-called recession or some type of national crisis. And right now, folks have been watching Netflix. They've been doing their thing, and they're waiting to get back to work. But yet, by them waiting, when they get in the game, and it's time for them to start earning and really making money, guess what? That's when they got to spend their time trying to learn new stuff, or using the old shit that they had and blowing opportunities. No, the time is right now for you to take advantage. And listen, how in the world can you ever expect people to invest in you if you don't feel like you're worthy to invest in you? If you're struggling closing deals, Guess what? Do you feel like you're worth the investment? Do you see you investing in yourself a book or an audio? Because yeah, there's a lot of free stuff on the internet, but let me explain something to you. Free information is good, but it never makes you great. I'll repeat that. Free information is good, but it never makes you great. There's nothing that I read online or for free that ever took me to the next level. It was always when I just had a little skin in the game and the individual that was mentoring me or that I was learning from, I was fortunate enough to take their 10, 20 years of experience and to be able to invest in it and condense it down to maybe a week, 2 weeks, however long it takes for me to finish that book or that program. Because the old, statement is only a fool learns from their own experience. A wise person learns from the experience of others. And Isaac Newton said it best: if I see further than others, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. And so I stated about my channel earlier, there are no commercials, never no cash app requests, no donation. As a matter of fact, even with the products, whether somebody invests in it or not, it's not my problem. But I do put it out there because when people say they want to get better, they want to learn, and it's not just about automotive sales, it's bigger than that. The training is tailored around that, but it can be applied and is being applied. You know how many insurance agents have downloaded, how many real estate agents download this program? Because they hear the methodology and they say, oh, all I got to do is sub out the vehicle and throw in the house. That's it. And for pennies on the dollar, people are getting their opportunity. For literally less than what two people will go to sit and eat at Applebee's, individuals have access. You can have access to this information for life. It's yours to download just once, and it has nothing to do with any monetary gain. It's all about you having skin in the game. Do you know the work that I have to put in if I'm not on the road to put these videos together and put them out? Because I don't go live most of the time. And then there's other people to help, but do you know what that takes, what that entails? You understand? This is all about love. And I'm not talking about necessarily love for me, it's love for your damn self. So as you listen to this on how to make a phone call, when you listen to this on how to get the tour after the demo drop, when you listen to this on how to transform the way you think and realize that you are a boss, you have to stop thinking like an employee. You're a boss. And the reason why I say you're a boss is because you've been the CEO of the best business that you will ever own in your entire life, and that's you. And up to this point, what you've accepted as a yearly wage or an hourly income is how you valued your business. And now it's time to change that. But in order to increase and improve a business, you have to improve its value. And the only way you can improve its value by what you put in the business or in the store or in your mind. For a clothing store to be successful, they got to put the right clothes in there. For a restaurant to be successful, they got to have the right food in there. For you to be successful, you have to have the right tools in your mental Rolodex. Were we born with them? Yes, but they've been disassembled. And that's why it's called to remember something. Because you're taking the thoughts and the things that really make you up that are spread out, and you are remembering, reconnecting them to realize you can do it. If an idiot like myself can do it, you can do it. Hey, Kevin, my man Gucci Flip Flop Cuz out there in Fort Scott, Kansas, gave you a shout out and said congratulations. All right. Any other questions, y'all? Because I actually jumped on here, been on here a little longer than I thought. We've been on here almost an hour. But once I get going, I get going. Make sure y'all click that link in the chat. There will be a link available in the description and in the comments, but click that link and go on over and check it out. I assure you, you'll be happy that you did, especially you take advantage of it. And the one part, there's an additional program because there's like 6 full programs that you get included in this, literally for pennies. And the 100 success tips, you can actually let your significant other or your children listen to that because that's all about motivation, how to be better, as opposed to being affected by the televised programming. It's called television programming. And when you program something, you're adding data to it and mixing it up. So please be careful while you're watching the news, the televised programming, watching that television, telling lies to your vision and keeping you in panic and fear. When in reality, you have to be careful, yes, but at the same time, you have to maintain confidence, belief, and positivity. Because if you have to think, you might as well think negative. I mean, think positive. You might as well think positive. You might as well. Because being negative ain't gonna change it. Matter of fact, it'll kill you quicker. So when you're making your phone calls, make sure when you call, you identify, you introduce, you give the reason, find out if either one of those options is something that they're looking for, that they're suited for, that they want. And then ultimately, you want to set it up for them to come in like other smart people do, to be able to see it or put their hands on it, right? And remember, man, stay positive, please. Believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to maintain. Believe in your ability that you will win. You know, I tell people that if something happens and I do get caught in the wilderness and there's myself and a bear, you better pray for that damn bear because I'm coming out of there. I'm coming out. Okay, with a pair of fresh bear gloves, and a brand new fur bear coat. I'm coming out. Pray for the bear. Because if you ain't a big dog, stay your puppy ass on the porch. And I believe you're a big dog, especially for being here watching this. See, I know more about you than you think I do. While everybody else pops in and leaves out, because there's a few of you that I've watched that have maintained and sustained. And if you're not a part of the program all over, tis. If you're not a part of the program, tis. Because you have what it takes. You already have it. Just, help yourself. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Allow the information to do for you what it's doing for hundreds of others. You got people still selling 15, 20 units a month in spite of what's going on. You can do it too. All right. So other than that, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody. YouTube, we did a good job. Facebook, we got to get some more folks that jumped down, but this was fun. Shoot me any other questions you got. Leave them in the comments because I'm about to eat lunch. I haven't eaten lunch yet. As a matter of fact, I got one of my Doritos. First time I've ever eaten on camera in all the years I've been doing this. Damn, I violated the code. But y'all, thank you. Click the link in the chat. Go over, check out the How to Dominate the Dealership program. Make sure also that you be on the lookout because if you are looking for ways for you to be able to supplement that, I got something that'll help you out. So I'll hook you up. But other than that, y'all, thank you. Appreciate you. Have an awesome day. Click that link in the description. Go on over, check it out. Other than that, I'm Brian Maxwell. And I'll see you at the dealership, y'all. Holla. Hey, you're welcome, Carlos. Appreciate you, bro.